Tales across the galaxy often begin with war, with blood, with endings. But this one began with two children, falling through fire into a world meant to kill them. The Zephyrian High Command believed it was brilliant. Humans were spreading too fast. Their colonies lit up the stars like wildfire, too stubborn, too bold, too united to stop. So the Zephyrians made a cruel plan. They would target the next generation. They would take human children, drop them on Nexar Prime, a death world where nothing soft survived, and let the planet finish the work. To the Zephyrians, it was neat, simple, and final. But they did not understand children. They did not understand friendship. Anna Martinez was 7. Helen Chen was 9. Their escape pod came down screaming through red clouds, tearing the sky with fire. The crash cracked it open like an egg, spilling them into the crimson forest. Their arms were scratched, their clothes ripped, but they were alive. Alive, and not alone. The forest trembled. Something vast moved among the trees. Out stepped the Vorax. 12 feet tall, skin black like glass, claws sharp enough to cut metal. Its 6 amber eyes glowed in the half-dark. The Zephyrians watching from orbit leaned forward, eager. To them, the end was seconds away. But the Vorax did not strike. Anna, small and muddy, wiped her nose on her sleeve and stared up at it. "You're really big," she said in a plain voice. "Are you hungry? We have some food." The Vorax tilted its head, confused. Its nostril flared. It had never heard prey speak. Helen, who always thought before she acted, studied its body language. The monster was curious, not angry. She raised her voice, calm and steady. "We're humans. We're lost. Do you know where water is?" From orbit, the Zephyrians blinked at their screens. The predator shifted, rumbled, growled. At first, the translators failed. Then, slowly, a pattern appeared. It was not attacking. It was trying to answer. That was the moment the cruel plan began to break. The first weeks were hard. The forest was alive with danger. Razor birds swooped from the skies. Saber wolves prowled the underbrush. Poison vines curled up their legs if they stood still too long. But Anna and Helen were not alone anymore. The Vorax, the monster of nightmares, stayed near them. Anna called it Big Friend. Her natural empathy let her copy its growls and hums. Helen watched its feeding habits, learning which plants were safe and which water was clean. Bit by bit, they survived together. Then came the night of the saber wolves. A dozen of them, fangs glinting like knives, eyes glowing ice blue, emerged from the trees. Their bodies were lean and muscled, moving like shadows. They circled the girls. Big Friend roared and braced a fight, but 12 against 1 was too much. Anna's small body shook. But instead of hiding, she stepped forward, spread her arms, and began to sing. It was a lullaby, soft and human, carried through the trees. The wolves froze. Their ears twitched. Confusion rippled through their ranks. Helen joined in, her higher voice weaving with Anna's. Then Big Friend, massive and low, added a deep rumble that shook the ground. Predator and prey became listeners. When the song ended, the wolves did not attack. They sat, tails wagging, like children waiting for more. From orbit, the Zephyrians panicked. Their extermination had turned into something new, something impossible. Months passed. Anna and Helen did not just live. They thrived. Helen built shelters, copying the way Skyam, a winged giant, wove branches into nests. Anna created a simple language of gestures and sounds, teaching the creatures to understand. Together, the children gathered a family. Big Friend the Vorax. The saber wolves, now called the Cuddle Squad. Skyam, who brought fruit from the canopy. Even smaller predators who once killed on sight now followed with loyalty. Nexar Prime, the Crimson Tomb, began to change. Wherever Anna and Helen went, creatures that once fought to the death now sat together. Old rivalries ended. Hunters shared food. For the first time in recorded history, the death world was not ruled by fear but by harmony. And it was built not by warriors, not by leaders, but by two children who treated monsters like best friends. The true turning point came during a storm. A Zephyrian scout ship was struck by lightning and crashed in the forest. Lieutenant Crix, blooded and broken, crawled out of the wreckage. He expected to die. Then the trees parted. Out came two children riding a vorax, followed by saber wolves, flying beasts, and clawed creatures. It was a procession of nightmares. Yet the children were laughing. "Don't move," Helen warned the Superior calmly. "Some of them don't know strangers are safe yet." Anna jumped down, hurried to his side, and pressed Leaves against his bleeding arm. "You're hurt. We can help you, but you have to promise you won't hurt our friends." Crix could only stare. His whole life, he had been told humans were dangerous, reckless, impossible to trust. Now he was being saved, not by an army, but by children who had turned predators into protectors. "How?" he asked weakly. Anna smiled, scratching a saber wolf behind the ear. "Easy. We treated them like friends, not monsters." Helen added, "Humans, we adopt everything. Cats, dogs, birds, even rocks. Why not this?" When the rescue ship came months later, the Superiors were waiting for proof of death. Instead, they saw something that terrified them more than war. Two little girls stood at the center of an army of predators. Nexar Prime had not broken them. They had broken Nexar Prime. The images spread across the galaxy. Anna and Helen, smiling on the back of a vorax, saber wolves curled at their feet, skyams circling overhead. A vision that shattered the Superior plan. Because humans did not just survive. They did not just fight. They turned the deadliest places into family. They made best friends out of nightmares. The planet was renamed New Eden. Its first ambassadors were not soldiers or scientists, but two small children who had shown the galaxy a different kind of power. The Superiors, once so proud of their plan, now trembled. Their cruel trick had given birth to something worse than an army, hope. And so the legend spread. Parents told their children bedtime stories of Anna and Helen, the best friends of Nexar Prime. Soldiers carried their images as charms. Enemies hesitated before attacking, afraid of what strange allies humans might have found this time. For Anna and Helen never stopped. They grew older, but they never left New Eden. With their friends, big, clawed, winged, and sharp-toothed, they kept building bridges between species, between hearts. They proved something simple. The strongest force in the galaxy was not weapons, not ships, not power. It was a human ability to love. Even a death world could not resist that. Even monsters wanted to be someone's best friend.